But let's see what we will be covering today. First of all, we must look at, is it development at all? Is it a material change of use? Or is it operational development? Because if it's not development at all, then we don't need to find out whether or not it's permitted development. So you need to start out right at the beginning to ascertain whether or not it's development in the first place. So we'll be looking at that. If it is development, then is it permitted development? So in other words, is it covered by one of the new classes or indeed the old classes of permitted development? If it is permitted development, does it need prior approval? And this is something which has been expanded enormously since 2013. In other words, you would need to approach the local authority for permission to see whether or not you actually need prior approval to be able to carry out the development. Now, prior approval is not the same as planning permission. Prior approval, by its very name, shows that it's something which is already approved in principle, but the details need to be covered by the local planning authority. So that's prior approval, and we'll look at that in some detail. First of all, a use which is a mix of uses in two or more use classes does not have the benefit of the use classes order. In other words, it must be a standalone simple use, not a mixed use. There is an exception where there is a primary overall use of the land or building, as I said, dwelling house, to which another use or uses are ancillary, included in or ordinarily incidental to any use in a class, as it says in Article 3.3. To have the benefit of the use classes order, the use must already be taking place within that use class. A change of use within one class to a use in a different use class or outside the use class altogether will not necessarily be a material change of use. And similarly for a change to a use another use class. So just remember, it's the materiality of the change of use that matters, not what use class it's in, whether it goes outside the use class or whatever.